Yes. I'm on tonight again. Well, my topic tonight is about free speech and citizens must mind the business. Free speech, we must remember free speech is part of the Grenada Constitution. Now, social media is being used globally. Now, social media is being used by different people for different reasons. Religious, politics, business, music, women showing the femininity and all them things, you know. You have dating site, you have all kind of thing on site. So Facebook, especially, and YouTube, billions of people use those forums, those media houses. Now we from Grenada, from a small country, and we having a problem with people don't minding the business. Now, Grenada is a country with different religions, various parishes, people with different political views and everything, right? Everybody have their taste. My God, if you are a supporter of a particular political group, who give you the rights to be spying or marking other citizens what they write and what they say and what is the political opinion? And some of you going as far as telling people what to post and what not to post, and some of you threatening people too. Because I've been threatened by a guy in Toronto 3 times. The first time I laughed, the second time I didn't say nothing, the third time he tripped me. So the 4th time he asked me if I want a drink. I said, I don't want your drink right now. Now, why can't we, whatever is your political belief, mind your business and pursue your political organization, dreams and aspiration, and just leave people alone? Why some of you asking people if they've been traumatized by the PRG revolution and asking them if they need help? So how can you defending the revolution and asking people if they were traumatized by the revolution? So that means you evil like the people who used to run the revolution. So you're admitting some people were victims of the revolution. Why can't you guys leave people alone? No. I come across somebody on a YouTube video I did, and the person pleading to me, please, mister, don't talk about the revolution no more. You had the ability to tell other stories. We know that. Can you just leave the revolution alone and tell us other stories? Isn't that crazy about people? And still asking me, were you traumatized by the revolution? Now the thing is that, what kind of country we living in Grenada? Who Grenada belongs to? The Constitution of Grenada says individual rights And as a matter of fact, Grenada Constitution is based on the British Westminster system. If I go to someone's property and I steal the agriculture crops, and the magistrate sentenced me for corporal punishment, and I'm smart enough to say I appealed the verdict of the case. If my case go to the High Court and the judge sentenced me again for corporal punishment, if I appeal again and I take it to the Privy Council, they're going to throw it out. Because in Britain, they don't beat people. A lot of things in Grenada, a lot of value think is the law, is not the law. It's because we're backward. You understand? A lot of things, I could go on and on. A lot of things you think is law in Grenada is not law. Because we don't upgrade our thinking. You understand? A couple of years ago I was reading, in Britain, psychologists allow students in school to swear. They say ease up stress. In Grenada, if you use a 4-letter word, the police want to arrest you. You understand? So, you got to know your rights and freedom. Even in Grenada. There is so many laws in Britain what change that we think is on the book here. Right. But it's not on the book. But when you go to the Supreme Court, the British Privy Council, you got to know those things are not laws. I remember many years ago when Abdul Malik, they killed all them people in Christina Garden in Trinidad. One of the best lawyers in the Caribbean was a St. Lucian lawyer called Foster. And Foster had a son in high school that finished high school in Form 5. And Foster sent back the guy to school again, more than one time. And in that school, they wanted to kick the guy out. They said, look man, you reach Form 5, you make 2 years in Form 5, don't come back. Foster knew the law. Because Foster was the best criminal lawyer in the Caribbean those days. Foster was able to prove to the government of St. Lucia that you can tell his son don't come back to school. You understand? So, this is all this thing. No, you're right. Now, you have some former PRG people who orchestrated the worst crimes in Grenada. They commit massacre and all kind of things. And the roaming internet interfering with what people post. And what people write. I'm telling them for the last time, don't come and question me what I post and who politician I don't like and who politician I should like. And begging me not to make certain life. You guys don't threaten my life already. But I'm afraid that. So all you realize I'm afraid that. So you guys want to tell me what to post and what not to post. Don't come on my page and tell me what to post and asking me about other politicians. The Constitution of Grenada gives all citizens equal rights. You guys have to learn that. And this narcissistic behavior, all you show it. This entitlement behavior, all you showing, all you have to stop that. Now, as I tell her, you are moving space and time. Every day I'm getting more hard on all you. Just leave me alone, let me do my life. If you I do a live and you could sue me, sue me. But you won't able to sue me because I told you. I know all the rules in journalism. I've been taught by some of the best journalists in Canada. Right. So, don't interfere with me when I do my life. You don't have to like what I like. If you like certain political group or what, or you have interest in creating a next dictatorship or what you want, that's your business. I don't interfere with that. I give stories. You can come and tell me, oh, you have the ability to do other type of story, so don't talk about the PRG. So, am I living under heavy manners still? What kind of crap is that? You guys sickening, man. You guys have to stop that nonsense. Leave people alone. Leave people alone. And I believe some of you guys still suffering from mental slavery. It's time for you guys to emancipate yourself from mental slavery and stop harassing people. You understand? Well, I will make a little shift on the gay now. On the gays, man. Well, in St. Vincent, Comrade Ralph fell down last night. And I had said in a live I did before, the day before the election, that politicians are the pigs, the voters are the butchers, and every pig have a Saturday, right? 99 days for the pig and 1 day for the butcher, and every pig have a Saturday. Well, you know what? The people in St. Vincent and the Grenadians, they were the butchers. On November 27, Ralph Gonsalves and his United Left Labour Movement or Labour Party or whatever you call it, they were the pigs. They were slaughtered. Now, Ralph interfered in Grenada politics, not now, since in the days of Maurice Bishop. And Ralph still have some conduct in Grenada politically. Because this October 19 crap, all you doing, Ralph was invited, so common sense alone could tell you he have friends in it. Maurice is the brethren. Them things have to stop too. Now Ralph was running a government where his son is finance minister, his daughter is an ambassador, other members of the family in government. Is that democracy? Is that the Democratic People's Movement will do too? Is that democracy? Was a family party. Now, another thing again, the defeat of Ralph should also open the eyes of rural Grenadians and all Grenadians in general. Whether what part in Grenada are you from, the south, the north, the east, the west, Carriacou, Pitimatnik, and Isle Aroon. You have people living on Isle Aroon. A lot of people don't know that yet. A lot of people don't know Isle Aroon does have a polling booth for St. Patrick's Easter. A lot of people don't know that. Right? Now, because there are farmers and fishermen on Isle Aroon. Now, okay. In order for rural people to get good development in Grenada, they should learn from the defeat of Ralph. Now Ralph was winning election in St. Vincent because the rural Vincentian was his political base. He was not strong in Kingston and Kingston and the Grenadian Island. And all Ralph was interfering with Grenada politics and playing his comrade Ralph. Ralph was upset with Carriacou people capitalizing on the commerce trade with the Grenadian Island, because Carriacou is the biggest island in the Caribbean. Ralph was once threatened to put 15% on goods bought by Union Islanders and other Grenadian Vinci Islanders if they shop in Carriacou. But he had to back down in the end. And he still say he was a comrade. And he interfered in Grenada politics. You see? Comrade Ralph. And he was the best. What? Reparation, fighting reparation for us. And all them crap. Now, Ralph and them came out coming to power, all these leftists and them, Maurice Bishop, Ralph and all them kind of guys. They come in power after the Black Power movement. Because the Black Power movement, they make it equal for people of whatever race, ethnicity to get working banks. So after that, Ralph and them, when that kind of equity came, they came up with socialism. So now Ralph is out now. Ralph is out. Is a good lesson for Caribbean people to learn. Power belongs to the people. The voters are the butcher. The politicians are the pigs. So if you get elected a second time for 2 terms, it's because the butcher said, I ain't killing that pig this week. You understand? Ralph was slaughtered Saturday. You get my logics, right? So anyway, I don't want to stay too long tonight, you know. I want to tell all these Grenadians who interfere with people on Facebook on what story I tell. I could give a million story. You guys, I could tell all you more things I do, you know. I was in Grenada, a guy called me one day, he said, hey, I don't see you writing newspaper. I want you to do something. I said, what do you want me to do? The young man's father is a famous Caribbean singer, one of the greatest Caribbean singers. He said, can you write a newspaper for me? I want to get in touch with my roots. I did it. And the guy was able to meet his famous family, right? So I don't only do this kind of broadcast. I could do it on newspaper, I could do it in the oral tradition, I could make up a voice on spot right now, if I want. Right where I am. So please, leave me alone. And mind all your business. Leave me alone. Anyway, I'll go on. Yesterday was the Ralph got slaughtered yesterday. The population in St. Vincent, they take back the country. And they're eating some good steak now. So, rural Grenadian, don't let the St. Paul, don't be fooled by this regime and the St. Paul's factor. Open your eyes and demand what is best for Grenada. Because the Vinci people, who are the rural citizens, was Ralph based. Ralph is a rural Vinci. But one thing I will give Ralph a little plus for. Ralph was more grassroots. He is, because he's still alive. Ralph is more grassroots than Maurice Bishop and Bernard Code and them. But the mistake he make is he moved from Marxism to socialism to spiritual Baptist to dancehall to everywhere looking for power, to stay in power. But he was creating a family dynasty. So the people say, okay, comrade, you got to go. But at least he did some good thing in Vincent. But he was a little mini dictator. And he was interfering in Grenada politics because it's October 19 day. Have to go. October 19 is massacre day in Grenada. That's why I'm going to vote in the next election in Grenada, because I'm against October 19. It is unfair to the majority of Grenadian to make October 19 Heroes Day. Who are the heroes? October 19 is massacre day. I gone till I come again, you know. That is Hudson tonight as well. Hudson George, I gone.